Hey everybody, Ron Carpenito here. Just wanted to reach out, say hello, and give you a little update on what is happening real estate-wise with the latest things going on in our country. We want you to know that we're here. You can count on us. We're here. We've been talking about how we're going to address the situation, what's happening with real estate, what's going to happen with the market, what's going to happen with what might change in the process. And we want you to know here at Prime Property Team and at Keller Realty, we've got some great leadership here, some great insight. We've got National Association of Realtors providing us information, Keller Williams International. Myself here on the streets, I'm talking with top business people. I'm talking with leaders, politicians. I'm talking with industry leaders. I'm talking with attorneys, and I'm always trying to get a flavor and feeling as to what's happening in this process. It's a fluid situation, so the updates today might be different than what's needed next week. But what I can promise you is I'm going to be doing my best to over-communicate with you. So that may be great, and others may not like that, but I'm going to do my best to over-communicate with you so we can stay on top of everything affecting the market, process, and your safety, things like that. Another promise that I have to my current clients and to what anyone else that needs our help is to be more flexible. We're all going to need to be more flexible in this process going forward as things start changing, expectations and such, and we'll just make sure we're talking to top people and understanding what's going on. So, well, where are we right now with the real estate market and what's happening here in Andover, in the Merrimack Valley, in Massachusetts? Well, it's no surprise we have the lowest interest rates ever, which is continuing that buyer demand. So for sellers who are thinking maybe we shouldn't sell right now, again, we are still in a high demand climate. Will that change? If this national crisis goes on, perhaps 2 months or so is what I'm hearing, things might need to be reevaluated. But for now, if it's a short-term pause, buyer demand isn't going to be affected too much. Now, some buyers are going to give a pause due to the job situation where they are being, maybe there's not enough work. Maybe they're in the entertainment industry or in the food industry, industries where social gatherings have been, stopped. Those kind of buyers might be giving a break to the buying process for sure. Other types of employees may not have an issue and may still be further excited about buying. Some sellers may give it a pause. We're hearing some comments about, concerns about people coming through their home and potentially contaminating their property. We're seeing changes to how open houses are being organized and run. And that leads me into my topic about what might change in this process. Right now we're seeing specifically showings. Open houses, this might be the last big weekend for open houses. We had one this afternoon. We were able to get multiple people through. We had about 12 groups through our open house, and it showed no sign of a concern yet. But as the panic continues, or if people are not feeling confident in what's happening, or we see the infection rates really go much higher, we might see open housing kind of slowing down or coming to an end, which means agents are going to need to be more flexible with their buyers to go out during the week or on weekends. Agents might need to be pairing up with other agents in the office to help with demand, as open houses were really a nice way for people to get into homes, and see homes in a mass amount at a time. So that might change. During showings, we might be asked to remove shoes more often, not touch, certain items, doorknobs, things like that. We might be asked to desanitize ourselves and our clients' hands when we come in, take our shoes off, put booties on, things like that, just to be more in line with what's happening to prevent the spread of what's going on. So you might see a lot of that happening. Tactically, when it comes to the back end of real estate, when we're talking about closings, understand a couple things. One, if the registry of deeds closes to the public, that doesn't necessarily mean that we still can't close. Closings can be transmitted electronically to the registry if the employees are there working to receive that electronic information and they can process it. We can still close. I'm going to put some calls into the registrars in our area to see what their plans are going forward. They could certainly potentially work from home as well. And so with electronic closings, we may not have a problem with that. Banking is another question too. I mean, a lot of talks with a few of our different lending teams that we work with, and they are all telling me all systems go still. They can do what they need to do without shutting down. But if the banking industry slows down or shuts down, and the registry slows down and shuts down, that can put a damper on closings as well. We don't see that happening yet, and I have to believe that they would have contingency plans in place to continue the sale of housing. Because just because we have a virus going around doesn't mean that people still do not need to sell their home or do not need to live somewhere and buy a home. Those needs are always going to be there. It's just the surprise and fear and concern with what we're faced with. The unknown is what's giving us pause. But as Americans, I know that we can get through this. We're going to work hard to get through it. And I just wanted to let you know that we're here for you with any real estate questions you might have or needs. And any personal needs too, if we can help any of our friends or families, clients, community groups. We know a lot of people in our industry, have a lot of relationships. If someone's having a hardship, reach out. If we can't help everybody, but if we can help in any way, connect people up or do something that makes your challenge a little more easy, we'd be happy to do so as well. So I'm going to over-communicate. That's it for today. We'll be keeping in touch, and be safe. Talk to you soon.